His claws are hooked into the thick, leathery hide of a full-grown warthog. Suddenly, the ground trembles. The intruder retreats into the tall grass, leaving the leopard in a state of stunned confusion, but the hunger is too great. He returns to the hole, redoubling his efforts to drag the original prize from the shadows. Watching from the periphery, the second warthog sees the renewed struggle of its companion. The leopard hauls with every ounce of his being. Exploding into a blur of raw power, the warthog closes the distance with terrifying velocity. With a violent heave, she hauls the stunned predator out from the safety of the dark den. The dust erupts as the leopard locks its jaws onto the second warthog's shoulder. A desperate attempt to salvage a hunt gone wrong. This is no longer a silent ambush, but a raw display of power. The young predator, driven by an instinctive hunger, refuses to let go of this new, unexpected target. To let go is to fail. To hold on is to risk injury. Just as the leopard seems to gain the upper hand, the hidden warthog finally explodes from the darkness of the hole. He charges with a fury that ignores all survival instincts. Now, the tables have truly turned. The young cat is caught in a pincer movement, facing two full-grown adults who are bonded by the desperate need to protect one another. They do not run. They stand their ground, lowering their heads to present a formidable array of curved, razor-sharp tusks. The leopard, though outmatched, is a creature of immense courage. He pounces, aiming for the throat of the first, but the second immediately lunges, its tusks grazing the leopard's flank. This cycle repeats with exhausting regularity. Every time the cat attempts to isolate one pig, the other retaliates with a bone-jarring strike. It is a chaotic, spinning whirlpool of grit and snarling. The warthogs are relentless, their bellows of defiance echoing across the plain. They act as a single unit, a wall of muscle and tusk that the leopard simply cannot breach. The predator's confidence begins to fray, replaced by the grim realization that this meal will cost more than he can afford to pay in blood and energy. Turning his back on the prize, he ignites his muscles, transforming into a blur of black and gold. He flees with every ounce of speed his species is famous for. They drive the defeated predator far across the sun-scorched horizon. The leopard settles in the shade, his belly empty and his pride wounded. He has learned a bitter truth of the wild. Solitary strength is a formidable weapon, but it can be humbled by the unbreakable bond of a group. In open grasslands and scrubby clearings, the warthog moves with quiet purpose, a true specialist of open country. Warthogs are creatures of open country, favoring savannas, short grasslands, and lightly wooded areas where visibility is wide and escape routes are clear. They avoid dense forests and true deserts, choosing instead landscapes with access to water and mud. Every animal is woven to its own element. Those that move in harmony with their land turn landscape itself into an ally in the struggle to survive. It hardens into a rough armor that helps guard against biting insects and thorny vegetation, and even softens minor scrapes and wounds. Warthogs have 4 tusks. The upper ones curve upward, while the lower ones are shorter and sharper. As they rub together, they sharpen like natural blades, used for defense and for pushing soil aside. When danger closes in, this unassuming forager becomes a streak of determination, capable of surprising bursts of speed that leave predators eating dust. A warthog can sprint at up to about 48 kilometers per hour, 30 miles per hour, accelerating quickly from a standstill. It runs with its tail held upright like a small flag, often zigzagging toward the safety of a familiar burrow. In the life of a warthog, survival quite literally begins at the mouth. This solid, ground-focused animal is first and foremost a grazer, spending much of its day feeding on short grasses that grow in open country. Uniquely, it often drops to its front knees, using thick protective pads on its wrists as it grazes close to the soil. In this position, it can crop grass efficiently, turning every patch of green into precious fuel. True balance in the wild is not only measured in struggles and victories, but in the silent agreement that there is space enough for many lives to share the same ground. And that sometimes survival is strengthened, not by conflict, but by calm acceptance of one another's presence. Yet for all this quiet coexistence, peace is the exception rather than the rule. And the stillness of the plains often hides eyes that are measuring the warthog in silence. From the cover of grass and shadow, unseen hunters weigh its strengths and weaknesses. Drawn to it because it is solid, nutritious, and often feeds in the open, head down and attention fixed on the ground. They know that a warthog can be caught when it wanders too far from its burrow, when the young stray, or when drought thins the grass and hunger forces it into risky spaces. Females and their young often live in small family groups known as sounders, moving and feeding together as they can be a target for predators. But taking a warthog is never simple. It is vigilant, quick to bolt, able to reach surprising speeds, and armed with sharp tusks that can turn the tables in a heartbeat. Many attempts end in failure as dust and hoofbeats vanish into a tunnel of safety. The warthog shows that even a prey animal is not a passive victim. In the contest between hunger and caution, nothing is guaranteed. Every life must earn its tomorrow, step by step, breath by breath, under an unforgiving sky.